Good evening, sports fans! Crowbat for the win of the TheTokenMinorities here today with week 3 of the PCL versus my good friend Tone. I recommend you go give his channel a look in the description below. He's been friends with me for a while. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this game, and I'll tell you why. We want a 3-game win streak. It's really important. We want that Bob Ross waffle maker more than anything in the whole world. I am also pleased to announce that the commissioner of the PCL, Garchomp the GOAT, not the God, the GOAT, has promised me an all-expenses paid trip to country, have some fun, if I win this season. Obviously, it's going to be financed by my good friend Dai, and I really couldn't be... What the hell? Again? What the hell?
It's me. I'm the bobblehead.
Okay, so my Dwight Schrute bobblehead is talking to me? I know Bob Ross said, shoot, let's get crazy. But not this crazy. Am I seeing things? What is wrong with you, bobblehead?
Jim is gone. He's gone. I miss him so much.
You want to know where Jim went? I got rid of Jim. Jim is gone. Halfway on a bus to Mexico right now. He is not even on American soil. I'm sorry, Dwight. But I ain't playing.
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
You know what? Maybe Drake's right. I should take a little bit of a chill pill. Let's ignore the talking bobbleheads. Let's get back to this game against my good friend Tone. I decided for this match, rather than doing a separate team builder, I wanted to put the sets on the screen that I brought. I'll talk about them real quick, just kind of combine the videos. Well, I put up a really short video when... Just put it here. Alright, so we've got my Bob Ross Deoxys Speed, a nice Life Orb set with a whole bunch of coverage. We've got Mega Blastoise. Noteworthy is that it has hidden power Grass for the Seismitoad, and in fact we see a Seismitoad on my screen, so my hope is that it comes in handy. We've got a Figgy Berry Gluttony, a Alolan Muck with a whole bunch of bulk. So that's a pretty cool set. It has Taunt for Aegislash. That's also pretty notable. We've got a Magnet, hoping to bluff Scarf if we can. Thunderous, with a whole bunch of coverage, bunch of good coverage going on there. We've got a Hippowdon with Whirlwind, which is pretty darn cool. I think in past weeks I've run Roar. I like Whirlwind. We like Whirlwind. Who doesn't like Whirlwind? Our final mon for the week is a Sandrush Excadrill. Not a surprise, just a bunch of coverage, Life Orb, pretty standard. So, my opponent has brought Seismitoad, Mega Gallade, the Master Sword from Ocarina of Time, Clefable, Incineroar, and some flowery thing that... Who cares? It's so easy. It's so easy to beat. We will be just fine. We don't even need to say Blossom's name in this video. And obviously when I see the team preview starting this game, I'm thinking Aegislash might be a threat. Clefable's kind of a threat. Mega Gallade's a threat. Those are the big threats that I see, but I think we've got a very winnable and a very manageable matchup here. I don't see much. I think we've got enough coverage to pull this game off. We've got enough momentum ability thanks to Thunderous. I feel good just jumping right into this game, to be honest. Let's do it. Let's do it together, friends. Let's do this. Alright, we are challenging Tone to this game. Now for the lead. Thunderous is literally perfect. Having our Chris Traeger moment here. Literally perfect, because we've got coverage that hits just about everything on his team, and we've got the possibility of Volt switching. So I see a Seismitoad here. I don't see any reason to over-predict turn 1. Let's just go for the Grass Knot. Obviously, I was going to have it, and there really wasn't a question. So he's going to switch. That's fine. I see Incineroar coming in, and I am going to make a good prediction right off the bat, expecting that Volt switch on out of there. Get some good damage on that Incineroar. It's definitely a bit bulky, definitely, because that's Magnet. I'm thinking maybe even Assault Vest, possibly. I'm going to go to my Hippowdon, which I know can take any attack from this thing. Setting up the Sandstorm is also really helpful. It's going to U-turn out, totally cool. I got plenty of options and choices here. Got plenty of options and choices. I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks, which is fantastic. This gives me a free out to Mega Blastoise. Because if he tries to set up rocks, my rationale would be, hey, I could Rapid Spin Ray right away. And that is exactly what happens. I see the rocks pop up right here. This gives me a chance to do a little bit of predicting if I really want. So he goes for the Protect. He wants to see if I have the Hidden Power Grass. I try to Rapid Spin. Totally fine. Remember, he's a ghost type named the Master Sword on his team, and I try to catch him off guard. I know grass, hidden power grass wouldn't have KO'd anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal if I missed the prediction there, but I was like, maybe he'll go to Aegislash. That would be super awesome, just trying to block the spin. So then I notice he's trying to Toxic Stall me. Frankly, hindsight being completely 2020, I should have probably just left the rocks up and tried to HP grass this thing and get rid of it. Forget the rocks, he just sets them up again, because he's too smart of a player for this. I am playing checkers right now, while he's playing 7-dimensional chess. I'm not impressed with this in hindsight, especially. I do see that though, so I have to switch out. I'm going to go into something that has some super effective coverage. Kind of expected the Protect, because it was basically Toxic Stalling. I now have some super effective coverage here, which is super helpful. I expect to switch out, but I also don't think it's worth taking any sort of risk, especially when a Grass Knot plus a Thunderbolt would definitely KO this Incineroar, because we saw how much the Volt Switch did the first time. So he switches out, fine by me, goes to Clefable, gonna see the T-Bolt go off, and that does a ton of damage, getting a crit! There we go! Alright, now, it matters definitely because it forces him to switch out of Clefable, but that was also a magnet boosted, max invested Thunderbolt. No reason not to go for another one. Seismitoad comes in, goes for the Protect, and it's just trying to harvest HP. This thing is going to be the bane of my existence. I should have hidden power grass this thing and just won against it. But unfortunately, I was too fixated on rocks. That's okay though. We're still in this game, we're in it to win it. Then Incineroar comes in and gets a Pop-Up Berry and Intimidate. Intimidate doesn't matter. Gonna get the Grass Knot, do no damage, literally none. So it's kind of at too high health for where I'd feel comfortable for Thunderbolt KOing. It's kind of a roll, so I basically have to Volt Switch. Gonna go into Blastoise, and we are seeing rocks are still staying up. I think they're staying up this game unless we can outspeed this thing. We actually do, and we do get the rocks away, so that's cool. Really would have loved a Rapid Spin KO, but it was just a little bit out of reach for me. Get a crit though, get a crit Rapid Spin. There we go. Can I get a round of applause from someone out there for that? I'm just hearing crickets. Okay, so gonna get that Thunderbolt. Incineroar's gone. That's cool at least. It wasn't gonna come back in though. Definitely was not. So we see a Mega Gallade. We're gonna outspeed it. Definitely gonna outspeed it. Because if he is a Choice Scarf Mega Gallade, I want his game. Because whatever he did to make that happen, I'd be very impressed. So we get a crit, get another crit. So this thing is at pretty low health. Gonna go into Hippowdon because I feel Hippowdon can deal with it pretty well. Set up the Sandstorm, kind of gonna wear it down. We see an Ice Punch, and that's gonna do a little bit, but definitely not enough. But he gets frozen, gets the frozen Hippo. So apparently, you can go to your supermarket, go to the frozen food section, and you can find frozen hippos at the supermarket now, because that is what that Mega Gallade just did. Put it into a nice package, put it into a really nice package, a nice Ziploc package, one where you have to rip the tab off at the top. That's what it did. Nice package, sent it off to Costco, and Costco shelved all of this frozen hippo and put it in the case. And guess what? It's probably the most popular item there now. Frozen Hippowdon. I just missed like 7 turns of narrating, but who the flying fladoodle cares? We kill Mega Gallade with a series of events thanks to my good friend Alolan Muck and the amazing Figgy Berry Gluttony set. It was pretty awesome. It worked pretty well. I'm sure y'all saw it. So I know rocks are coming back up. I have to just go to Thundurus so I can threaten it out with the Grass Knot, get out before the rocks come in. Kind of gonna do the best I can. That Hippo freeze, the more I think about it, could really screw me over if that Aegislash starts to set up. I need to be very careful because that Hippo was meant to deal with Aegislash, and now that it can't, it's frozen. I'm in big trouble if I'm not careful here. So I see the Aegislash, the Master Sword coming in now. I really wish I was dealing with a broken Giant's Knife here rather than the Master Sword, but I'm just going to Volt Switch out. I know I could Dark Pulse, but I also need this thing for later, and I know I could live one. I cannot let this thing get to any high attacks or anything crazy. I need to taunt this thing. I got to do something here. So he is going to go for an attacking move, not unexpectedly, at +2. Ironhead will take out the Muck. Would have liked to have got a knockoff there, but it wouldn't have done enough to do anything, and honestly prevent a King Shield. So guess what? I can live a Shadow Sneak guaranteed here, and I can KO. Don't have to worry about Hippo. No! 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 God, no, please, no. No! 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 We get crit. So, Excadrill, the attack it should have lived, is not, no. It's just no. All of life is terrible, and then Hippo Thaw is just to add insult to injury. So if I had just done this last turn, it's like I had to expect Hippo to Thaw here? I had to expect Hippo to Thaw. Okay, great. Thanks, game. Thank you very much. And I see this thing pop up. This Bellossom, Quiver Dance. Alright, we got Whirlwind. Let's just get it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bellossom, get out. Turn the music off. At this point, I have no safe switches to this thing. I don't want Thundurus to get rocks or take a Scald or anything crazy. I need it to deal with this thing with Grass Knot. I still got options and choices here. He goes for the Toxic. Okay, I could live with that. I could just get an Earthquake off. I wish, I was able to just slack off, but if he had a Scald or something, or he actually didn't, I don't think, but still, at this point, I just needed, it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary to keep this thing around. This thing was not going to win the game for me, especially with a Bellossom. I did not want him to set up on the Bellossom, considering I have no attacks to hit it. So, it would have been pretty bad. I gotta go to Thundurus, which is gonna Grass Knot. Fantastic, it's 2-1. We have got this game, but we see this thing pop up on the field, and I am singing and dancing.
A little late to be prowling around these parts. Why don't you have a seat right over here for me? What are you up to?
I don't know.
So what part of the Bible tells you to say all this kind of stuff here in the chat?
These nuts.
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation to catch a predator. So if there's anything else you want people to know, anything you want to say, now would be a good time to say it.
Finish him.
Fatality.
Well, what can I say? That might have been the worst moment in my entire life, which is both good and bad. Because if that really was the worst moment in my life, I must have a pretty good life. On the other hand, I'm also joking, so, I don't know. You know what? Stuff happens. We lost to a Bellossom. So what? Every time I see a Bellossom for the rest of my life, I will want to torch it with a flamethrower. And that is what I will do, I think. Alrighty guys, next week we have got our game versus Die. I'm pretty excited for it because we've been hyping it up quite a lot. We're 2-1, but no big deal. The road for the Bob Ross Waffle Maker is still going on. It is still live. It is still happening. We are just... We're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. We don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. We'll see you later.
I have a special delivery for you, big boy.